Good evening. We'll call the board to order of Area School District. The time is 7:43. May we get roll call?
Mr. Brady? Mrs. Ettinger? Ms. Ferlino?
Here.
Mrs. Knight? Here. Mr. Lovelace?
Here.
Mrs. Lovelace? Here. Mr. Shea?
Here.
Ms. Stewart? Here. Ms. Thompson? Here.
All right, please rise for the pledge of allegiance in a moment of time.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, be seated.
For the record, can you please note that Mr. Brady is not present for the meeting? He's logged in via Zoom.
I'm here. I'm off of mute.
There it is. Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Okay, executive session.
First and foremost, this is a home for the kids, but Katie's on to make sure that me and Jason have it all over.
Executive session was conducted prior to the public meeting at 6:30 p.m. April 14th, 2021, in the Lynchburg High School Library to discuss personnel and legal matters.
Thank you. Okay, approval of the meeting minutes, the public work session, regular board meeting minutes of 3/10/2021, and regular board minutes, 3/24/2021. Need a motion?
Second.
Okay, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, board committee reports, student representative report.
Hello. The student council is working on their teacher appreciation week gifts. I believe it's like a cute little gift bag with like a little bit of like coffee and hand sanitizer, some cute things. The creation candles is actually doing very well. We've actually made back everything that we needed to actually start it, which is pretty good. And we're starting our Mother's Day sale, so there's, if you're buying anything for Mother's Day, it's due Friday. Softball senior night is next Friday against Springdale. I don't know about the baseball team, but the cheer tryouts are happening in the gym as we speak, and the official tryouts are on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday morning. The NHS induction will be May 17th. Yeah, during the school day. Prom is next Saturday, and students will, if they're passing their classes, they'll be able to leave class that Friday, help decorate the stage all day to get it all ready for Grand March. And some students will go to Harbor House after school to help decorate the venue for Saturday night. Kings of the Court is at the end of May, and it's a co-ed team this year, so we don't have to plan 2 events at once. And then Blessing Hats, the musical, was a great success this year.
It was hilarious.
It was pretty good.
I loved it. Armin, when was senior night for the softball team? I'm sorry, is it?
It's next Friday.
It's 7th. Okay, great, thank you.
May 11th will be the boys' baseball senior.
Okay, the 11th, okay.
I just wanted to tell you the candles are awesome.
I'm glad to hear that.
Pick them up for Mother's Day.
The coffee ones, oh my God.
We're working on a new one called chocolate cake, so.
Oh, okay. I didn't get it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Armin.
Okay, intermediate unit report, Ms. Stewart.
I was unable to attend the last meeting, so I have nothing to report tonight.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the Lenape monthly report. Let's see. Recommendation was approved for the 2021-2022 operation budget at each of the districts for approval. Lenape has received a supplemental equipment grant for $46,310.85. The money will be used to purchase 5 pieces of equipment for 3 different programs. new custom-made furniture was purchased for the cosmetology lab, so it could be installed before the start of the new year. Is there anything else to add? Okay. All right, Armstrong County Tax Committee report, Mr. Brady.
There was no meeting.
No meeting?
No meeting, correct.
Okay,
Therefore, nothing to report.
very good. PSBA member liaison report, Ms. Knight.
Okay, there are a few subjects that I want to touch on here. The student teacher substitute, Senate Bill 381, that was removing on June 30th, 2021, removed the expiration date of June 30th, 2021, for the provision of Act 86 of the 2016 that allowed prospective educators to serve as substitute teachers. Under Act 86 of 2016, schools, intermediate units, and area career and technology schools may utilize individuals training teachers or substitute teacher, provided the individual has valid clearances and at least 60 credit hours. So they'll be removing that expiration date. Approved by the Senate Communications and Technology Committee, and the PSBA supported the broadband internet service, Senate Bill 442, direct the State Department of General Services to conduct an inventory of all state-owned assets for the purpose of deploying high-speed broadband internet to unserved and underserved areas. The bill is now in the Senate Appropriations Committee for consideration. Federal access to districts TV program, House Bill 1041, would begin January 1st, 2022, requiring school districts to permit homeschool students living in the district to participate in up to 4 academic classes and any curricular activities, including but not limited to band or orchestra. Homeschool students could also attend career and technical education programs. Students must meet established criteria. Parents are responsible for the student's transportation. The student may utilize district transportation during the time the bus is otherwise already operating. Districts must develop policies and procedures to allow homeschool students to participate on the same basis as other students enrolled in the district who are consistent with the agreement among the participating districts that establish the CTE program. And that's all I have for today.
Well, thank you very much. Any questions for Mrs. Knight? Okay, thank you. Okay, administrative reports, Mr. Dino Gionetti.
Good evening. I have some information on the baseball fields and the cost. A new storage shed, 6x5, is a little pricey, but it's a thicker metal and it's family proof. And I believe this would be one that would be replacing the old one that's up there. We have a sports diamond deck dragger that will replace the dragger that we have up there. It's old and it's outdated, and this one will be updated, and we have movable, one person can move it around and place it at the same time. The new scoreboard is needed. The old scoreboard is shot. There's panels missing in the back of it. It's weather beaten, and I just need to put a new one up there. And we're talking maybe getting a wireless one.
Wait, if I can expand upon that, the benefit of the wireless one, because I know the purpose of that shed or 2-story plywood thing that was there. The purpose was that was where the scoreboard was supposed to be operated, and the person keeping score needed to see. So the benefit of a wireless scoreboard means that whoever is taking score for the team can sit anywhere, because they can sit in, first base, third base, whatever, and they can manage the scoreboard, thus eliminating the need for a 2-story structure to take score. So it was just a couple $100 more, and it's well worth it because it serves our purpose.
So we have the scoreboard that's on the bigger
Yeah, exactly, yes.
It could be, remote control anywhere from 500 feet away, so
Yeah, we use that one out there.
the longest, is 400 feet, so we're well within the operating range. And then there's an optional donor or a sponsor sign that can be black to, place on top of it. And, we have to run a conduit, we have to run a new power line, because the power line that's there was never put in conduit. It's frayed, it has to be replaced. So there's 400 feet of, power line to go there, so it's a little pricey too, but, I believe, Voitex would be the best price. I've had them do other things for us, and these would be definitely the cheapest to go. Any questions on any of these?
The problem with the ship that's up there now with metal, is this like is this coated metal or something that is waterproof?
The one that's up there now?
No, the one that you're saying, like this new one has like thicker metal, is it
The storage shed?
Yes.
Yes, it's an exterior, metal grade. It's a thicker, gauge, so it would be a better fit for up there, since it's at night and anybody can walk in that field and, try to kick it. And this metal would be a better, it would hold up.
Any other questions?
Well, can I just expand? I don't mean to take over your conversation, but so instead of doing a separate report, I would just like to talk about the West Leechburg baseball field, because now that we have our figure for the football field that was approved, which I know we'll talk about in a little bit, it's time now to move on and decide what the school board wants to do with the West Leechburg field. Now, 2 years ago, we had placed bids on a number of projects. At that time, it was called a wish list. So now it's time to go out to bid again. And I also have Mr. Gimonetti, look into once we do the project that the board approves, how are we going to maintain it? And we need to maintain the grass. We need to maintain these drains. There's a lot of maintenance that needs to be done. So on top of what we go out to bid, and once we get the bids back, the board will decide what we want to do. But we need to talk about a long-term maintenance plan as well, which Mr. Gimonetti and I are working on. So I did provide a sheet for the board with what was bid before for West Leechburg. Now, we don't need to make this decision tonight, but I just want the board to think about how they want to proceed with bid. $200, that's gone because those steps have already been replaced. So we don't need to do that. And the concrete pads, that's premature. And we also know that our maintenance team is experts at concrete. So we won't get these smaller pieces of concrete done by an outside firm. So the big projects, when I'm talking, like for example, the storage our feed from the meter to the scores platform, we can take care of that now. Replace the infill mix, that still definitely needs to be done. The outfill drainage, we need to look at that. The French drains at the base of the slope bank surrounding the fields, that's still a need. The upgrade backdrop, we've not done anything there, so that would still be a need. The infilled under drains, still an issue. And then the concession stand, that would have to be a conversation with the school and with the boosters. But if we proceed with the concession stand, then that concrete pad would need to be done, but that's something, Gina, you agree that your team can take on? Yeah, so we don't need that. And then the cave parking area, I mean, that doesn't impact playing or our students at all, so I don't know if we want to proceed with that or not. But we could get the bid, and you can decide later. So totally up to you what you want to do.
We need a motion, or do we just need sort of a?
Ross, do they need a motion?
They wouldn't actually authorize bids, they should.
Okay. Again, I'm not pressuring you to do this tonight by any means.
But
We can wait to do it.
if they would like to informally tell the architect to put together bid drawings and specs, according to a particular plan, we could do that by consensus without necessarily needing to pass a formal motion.
But we need information to even proceed, so what's the thoughts of the board? Informally, we just have, at least go out and get bids, get information for us to make a decision on.
Yeah, I mean, it's 36 items.
Darius, your thoughts? No?
I absolutely want it. Yeah.
Hang out? Okay, Roxanne?
I want to proceed, yeah.
Okay, Teresa?
Yes.
Okay, Candy?
Yes.
Sorry, can't see you down. And Neil and Karen, any input? Just informally going out and getting bids on West Leechburg?
I'm afraid that I did not hear enough to make a decision on this.
Okay. We are just informally going out and getting bids for various improvements in West Leechburg. It's just informational, no commitments. So far, everyone here has said yes.
Wait, why is it just informational and not commitment?
It's the bid is the commitment to get the bid. It's informational for you to decide if you're going to accept the bid and proceed. Russ, am I saying that correctly?
Okay, Neil? Your thoughts?
Neil, can you hear us?
I couldn't hear very well. Didn't hear any of the discussion at all. And Karen's having the same problem on the Zoom. When Russ was talking, we didn't hear him.
Okay. We have enough people, we're just going to get information on the West Leechburg bill, bid on what we previously bid out for future discussion. So we'll go ahead and proceed. We're gonna have a lot of talk here.
So Russ, do you advise that they take the drop?
So, just to clarify, do you want the architect to bring back to you specs or a bid, or do you want them to actually put everything out to bid now? Like they could put together for you the package and you could approve it in your actually May meeting, and we could actually have a discussion with them to see whether or not the scope of anything has changed. They can give you estimates. One of the issues is these estimates may be a little bit stale if they're based on last year.
Yeah, it's pre-COVID prices, so they are not accurate.
One of the things you might want to do is just give them an opportunity to bring back the documents so that you can have a discussion with them at your agenda meeting in May, and then put it out to bid in May. So that then, again, the non-binding commitment part is, you put it out to bid, you're not obligated, you can reject all bids like we've done in the past, but what it does is essentially gives them an opportunity to come back to you and say, these are the bid documents that we're going to put out, and here's our estimate of what we are hoping the bids will come back at, given the disruptions to construction with the pandemic. So, I mean, that's what I would advise, and I just want to make sure what I'm advising matches what you guys are expecting.
Does everybody agree with that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Disagree? Okay. we'll go ahead and see.
Then I will have the architects come to the May meeting. And they still have stuff, and I was gonna have them meet me and Gino and, the coach perhaps, and Mr. Carter, meet at the field anyways with the architects, and things they've declined in 2 years, so the scope may change. Okay?
Thank you.
And, one more thing I want to add, the blighted pine trees that were out there have been removed. And they're gone. So they were a danger, they were ready to fall over, and I have to remove them. So, good thing.
I appreciate what you guys have done out there. The stuff that has been growing into the ground, the metal and all that needed removed, it's all gone, and I appreciate that. The burn house gone, I appreciate that. These stories that I appreciate all of that.
It definitely needs some help with TLC up there.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, technology report, West Tech presentation, Mr. Eugene Sayoli.
Good evening, everyone. As a former board member, I was shocked when next week I had 2 hours to do my presentation.
I absolutely did not say.
Oh, you're kidding. No, all kidding aside. Thank you very much for allowing me to do your little history. Miss Nix and Miss Turner both have some history with our company. Miss Turner certainly the previous destination, and Miss Nix through our sister company, which is Brightwise, which brought Dustin Perry as support to your fund record. So we quickly were brought in. We were just here actually on Monday to sit down and talk to the team, some of your administrators, to put together a turnkey solution as a potential replacement for the gentleman here. So West Tech, just to go over the second page, tells you that what we put together is based solely on the needs of Leechburg. Page number 3 tells you what we do and how we do it. So the first thing we do is we always look to hire the right people. So we have expert technical recruiters and the team that will be designed for the needs of Leechburg. Then we have to get things right. Project management, endpoint management, application support, infrastructure support, network administration, structure support, cybersecurity, just a few of the things we will be able to manage as well. Then we want to help grow and help innovation here as far as strategic planning, ongoing technology evaluations, procurement, as well as rate planning and coordination. Page 4 gives you an idea of the size of West Tech who we are. So I'm proud to say that 40 years ago, we were founded by Mr. Ronald Mang, who was an educator, who understood that technology and classroom would become integrated. And he has continued to affect how we deliver in the classroom as well, not only from a technology standpoint, but tactically and also strategically. You can see all of our pinpoints where we're at. We're from Western Pennsylvania all the way over to Philadelphia, all the way up to the New York border. Couple of things that I'm very, very proud of is every single day we manage over 100,000 devices. And we also support over 11,000 educators every single day. So not only do you have your on-site team here working, but they are supported, and as I said in the previous page, with all of our other services that we will help back them up. Our process on page 5 is as follows. We've already done the assessment. We were here Monday. What we're looking at today is our proposal, what we would want to bring here as a partner. If the board is so moved to engage with us, then Ms. Nix would get our the actual contract would be looked at by Attorney Lucas. We would validate it. Then the next steps would be to the board your service transition, our support, then obviously to optimize what we deliver as a turnkey solution. Page 6, we really, our approach is grounded in, most of you probably heard this, the Kaplan Balanced Scorecard. We believe in all the districts that we work with, that you have to have first a very good financial foundation. You have to understand, you have to appropriate and consistent investments that will then begin to show on the internal, which is the systems and talent capacity to make sure that we are able to deliver every single day here at the district. Then after you go back, then you come into the well-supported education. Meaning we are here to support the students and the teachers that ultimately lead to the learning and growth in the classroom. So we've already spoken with Ms. Nix, Mr. Turner, as far as building that financial piece, and then bringing in the talent and the support to get us up to that top level, which is learning and growth. Now, I do a comparison of schools of similar size, but Ms. Nix did ask me, shortly after I left, I got her a list of all of our accounts, all of our partner districts. I believe you probably started to call them already, and she could fill you in on that. These schools of similar size have 2 Quest Tech on-site employees, plus our help desk and our support, plus our network operations, our emergency, and our project support as well. So each one that is similar in size has at least 2 people on site, and they have all of our support services as well. Any questions before we move on? All right. Page number 8 tells you our recommended design. 2 on-site personnel. One would be to be determined, which would be the technology manager of Benchmark 2. Benchmark 2 relates to education and experience. You already have Dustin Carriage here, who has assisted this gentleman for a few years. Plus, not only do you have your on-site team, but underneath this will be all the services that I've been talking about. Our help desk, our project management, customer relations, monitoring, our network, our procurement, our PIMS health, which is training. And then we also have internships and E-rate available outside of this contract. The financial commitment is listed below, and we got those to both Ms. Turner and Ms. Nix a bit ago. I know Ms. Nix already hit me up on that 3%, so she's already negotiating a lower uplift. So we promised that we would absolutely do that for her. During our assessment on Monday, we sort of bring to your attention page 9, which these are items that would be outside of the contract that are needed. So new laptops for teachers, there's a cost estimate of around $8,000. You can use your ESSER funds for that. Switch, you can use your ESSER funds. E-rate, you can use your E-rate for 2021 to do your wireless expansion. You've already done the firewall and the Chromebook. But we are looking to, in our conversation, implement 3 new PowerSchool modules, and then the internet for the stadium. So I just want to bring that to your attention that on the left side is your on-site team with your support services. On the right is just some food for thought how you can pay for these other projects as you grow. Any questions?
I just want to piggyback on what you said, just so the board knows, on page 9, I am unaware about the internet service for the stadium, if that's in the budget. However, the 3 new PowerSchool modules, those are in the budget, that expense, and that is to make everyone's lives easier with more online help and support, particularly for our secretary and staff. And then also, as you had mentioned in ESSER 2, I did write in the laptops, the panels, and the switches.
Any questions?
I just want to say,
Yes, ma'am.
You know, this is not really directed at what you're saying, but you know, you look at all the right things that need to be done, and this is very hard for me to say without getting emotional. That man you're referring to has done this on his own
Absolutely,
for endless years and never gets recognized.
absolutely.
And it's, I mean, this is great. I think this is gonna be wonderful, but to think that Mark is doing this, and he took it for granted, and I could just cry because it just really gets me to see how hard you work.
Mark will tell you, Mike, Bill and I both, when we had talked to him, and I think he would agree to this, we recognized his hard work. To be a one-man band for so many years, it is, I don't even, as a former board member, I mean, I'm glad you recognize that. He has done, excuse my French, a hell of a job with what he has had. And then you did give him a little bit of help with us and a lot of help, but still, he wears multiple hats. The different spirits. We're hoping to find someone to do, God willing, better. And I know it's going to be difficult, but we will have a lot of backup where this gentleman has had to work tirelessly 7 days a week. So when something went down, he had to go fix it. Now he'll have support, not only with the help desk, but with our network operations and everything, to help give support where, quite frankly, support has been needed. So, thank you for recognizing our work, because a lot of times people don't get that recognition.
Well, he's not only supporting our staff, he supports our students. It's nonstop. So I'm noticing, and you and I had talked about this on Monday, but I want, if you could talk to the school board about that as well. So on page, what page is it? Eight. I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on. It says the help desk, and it says optional from 24/7 parent and student support.
Yes.
Yeah, could you just talk about that?
Yes, we have a standard help desk, which you call or email, meaning whoever, teacher, an administrator, okay? We immediately start that escalation. If it's something very simple, like I can't log on, we got that password refresh instantly, allowing more capacity for your on-site team. We are beta testing now a 24/7 parent-student support, which is not finished yet. That means, and again, this was derived through the pandemic. A child can't get on. We are beta testing where they can call a help desk 24/7 to get situations or problems rectified instantly. Another part through the pandemic was a parent is hearing from little Eugene, I can't do my work, I can't get on. Well, like me, when I was a student, I was probably playing a game. Back then, it was Nintendo. That's many years ago. But we're also beta testing where if there is a problem in your hair, you'll be able to find their leisure to talk to one of our help desk representatives to fix any problems. But as far as in school, we're all about customer service, meaning your students, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your faculty, number 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry for the administration, but we've got to maximize that time in the classroom. We're here to educate students. So we have a very vibrant help desk that are at capacity, and we're beta testing at 24/7, but specific for students and parents.
Okay, I just wanted to talk to you because the students and parents, I mean, they really do need the support.
Absolutely.
And a lot of that, just this past year, has really fallen onto Mark.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, things we were never prepared for.
When you say optional, though, that would be an additional cost.
Well, yes, ma'am, because it's 24/7. Our help desk now is like 7 to 7 in the morning till 7 in the evening. We're not even, like I said, we're beta testing it, so even to tell you when, I'm not sure. We're working hard with 3 of our partner districts now, to beta test it, see how it works, what the demand is. But if I had time to talk, we certainly would sit down with Ms. Nix, give her the idea of what the cost would be, and then we'd always discuss it. Yeah. And then even the E-rate, I know Mark has done E-rate, and I gotta tell you, Yeoman's Job, that is a very specific deal. We identified, you have as a school, and I'm going off from memory, more than $100,000 available to the district that the government wants to hand you after your fair share. You utilize those monies to offset some of your costs. So you are sitting on some monies here with the ESSER funds, which you have 3 years to spend, and E-rate. That's some more food for thought, but that's our expertise, like giving people like more capacity to work on what is really needed, take away some of those other responsibilities to add capacity, for the children in the classroom.
To give you an example of what we could start E-rate on, this is for the public, you and the board. When we did the renovation a couple of summers ago, we did rewire everything for our internet, and I know I'm not using proper terms. But that, Mark did a great job of, that's how we paid for it, was through our E-rate. So he really had a long-term project, and we knew what we were using it on, and it worked out well.
I hope you realize that in talking with Mark, he did not complain in the least, but he did share with us that he's having some vacations. That's tough. That's very difficult for anybody. I don't care whether you're in technology or like I got things. It doesn't matter. You've got that work-life balance. That's something we are key because we have all those supports behind the on-site team. We're able to retain our talent. We're able to continue. We're not here at Leechburg unwilling to get one contract. We want to outlive all of us. We want to be here 3, 4, 5 contracts down the road. We've done that with multiple districts across the Commonwealth because we mean what we say, we deliver. We don't overpromise and underdeliver. I myself, full disclosure, was on the school board, West Allegheny. When I got elected, my superintendent sat me down and said, Mr. Schuley, here's everything that we contract out. My first thing was technology. Are you serious? Why would we want that in-house? They began to show procurement, added capacity. Like our network operations support, you couldn't afford, and Mark knows what the going rate is for an infrastructure engineer. A school of any size can't afford to have 1, 2, or 3. You have them at your fingertips. So I was on the board. Went out, just like all we do as board members, talk to the teachers, how's Quest fantastic. Students, my kids, when you get this, yeah, no problem. We can get right into it. Talk to taxpayers. At that time, I had another company. I get off the board. Jeff McMahon approaches me and says, you own your own company for 20 years. I'd like to represent Questec. And I said, I would love to. I see what you deliver every day when my kids were in school. No, when my kids are in their 20s and graduating college. But I see what they deliver. Again, we don't have the one-man approach. It's too taxing on him. Too taxing on you as a board, too taxing on you as an administrator, and your teachers. We have an approach here, what we're presenting is two people, one to play smart, continue to have Dustin, but utilize all these Quest Tech services to expand capacity, expand knowledge, and continue to deliver A+ customer service, which is our students in class.
Tiffany? Is the help desk for the main systems, or is it for the users also? And will there be a ticket process, a formalized ticket process?
In Bill Aguil, our school board president, Mr. Brady, he's asking about the ticket process and is that how it's accomplished and tracked? And is it for the student staff?
It is tracked. I'm glad he has telling us a great question.
He said, great question.
On our help desk, here's the other thing. It's just not a ticket, okay? We're also, after we complete a task, we send out to that staff, whomever, we're this is closed. Is this issue completed and is it completed satisfactory? We do that throughout the entire school year. We deliver all that data to your superintendent. Internally, we're looking at all those too. Are there any holes? Are we not meeting any expectations? Then we go one step further. We do a global from the entire district. We send out a survey throughout the entire district to your administrators, your teachers, asking how we perform this school year. And we utilize that well to bring that knowledge to the board. So for instance, let's utilize the help desk. Let's say we keep getting the same call over and over again. You can probably left, and it goes all the hallway. Now we can make the argument, just to go all the hallway, we get the same issue. Why? Well, we need to expand that. We want to use leeway to offset and bring in more points. So our health desk use multiple things. One of them is try to add capacity. Two is to find out how our customer service is. Three, we have ongoing issues. And then we also do a yearly survey, so they get each ticket, and then we do a global one through Lynchburg to make sure that we're meeting and exceeding those expectations.
Another question. Is there remote access into all the systems available today and into the users' laptops? Or does that have to be developed?
Into the users' laptops from your company? Can they remotely enter students or computer or teachers' computer help?
If we are contracted, yes, and this gentleman has done a wonderful job of already putting that together. That's what our network operations, so when we start moving away from Mark into, I don't want to say anything, but if we move into a precedent, yes, we have an entire team that comes to help us start the transition from day one. So you talk to Mark. Mark is wonderful. Listen, I'll try to give you as much time as possible. My last day is X. Even if I don't get back to it right away, I will. He's already started to all that data, which will allow our transition team to come in and have those types of accesses in order to perform those types of tasks. Yes, ma'am.
So one is help desk, so, and I thought I heard you say, but I just want to make sure. The live, because live teachers are important to get kids, students that are at home, who are the 7 to 7 time period, so they able to put in it, they have it.
Honestly, at this time, because we're working on the actual student, they would actually inform their teacher that they're having a problem, and the teacher would put the ticket in. We are, like I said, we are beta testing the student help desk as we speak.
And the teachers now access 7 to 7. Like if you're at home,
Yes.
if they're at home doing something,
Yes.
they can put the ticket in from their home.
And I gotta be honest with you, yes, we don't expect our managers, coordinators, directors, whatever fancy name, they don't work 7 to 7. They work until the job is done. Whether it's Dustin, whoever replaces Mark, that, it's all about customer service. We've got to get that job done. We know there's projects, and like I said, Mark again has been wonderful enough to start putting together these project lists that George Heinkish, who was here with me and Tiffany met, and Mark met, would bring his team in to start prioritizing what projects need to come first, so we can start nailing some of these projects, especially as we move into the 2021-2022 school year.
The new laptops for the teachers, is that because they are outdated or they need them to work with your system?
No. Nothing has to do with our system. We utilize your system. Give me 1 second, because you definitely will answer this. Our system isn't our system. Our system is your system. We bring in procedures and support, but we're utilizing your system. So this is something I believe you had made mention, so.
Yeah, we are on a 5-year cycle for replacement of desktops, laptops, and Chromebooks and whatnot. Last year in the budget, we were on a 5-year cycle to replace teacher machines. And because of we had the influx of having to spend that money on Chromebooks for the students to go 1-to-1 at the end of last year, we did not do that. So this year, the discussion was at the couple administrator meetings, whether to get them desktops or get them laptops with base stations. So the decision was made, we're going to get teachers Windows laptops. They're actually Dell laptops is the quote that we have with the base station. And so the teachers can come into work, plug it in the base station, they're ready to roll, unplug it, take it home, and they can do the exact same work. Does that make sense? Something called a base station, which they need a lot more connectivity within the classroom. You got the interactive panels. We're not gonna, if they're sitting at their desk, there's no reason for them to be wireless. Why not use the LAN, which is faster and has higher bandwidth? there's more USB ports. So there's an HDMI port in these base stations. So rather than just a laptop. So that's what I mean by base station. They come in, they just sit them down at their desk, they plug them in, they have all the access they have with their desktop. At the end of the day, close it up, unplug it, take it home, and they still have all the access they would need as if they were in school.
It allows, more mobility for the teachers.
Yeah.
That's all. This way, they want to go home, they want to work a little bit at night, like Mark said, take it off. So they're kitchen on with a coffee, wine, whatever, and they'll be able to continue to work. So yeah, so that's the question. Now these in West Tech. These are just recommended high priority projects that were identified to us by your lead.
And I don't know if this is going on, but what are the three power ones?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I presented this a couple board meetings ago. There are 3 add-on PowerSchool modules. And one of the modules is being able for students to be able to put in their course requests online, whether at home or in school for the following school year. Another one is a collection of forms and data that parents can access from within the parent portal. And also students can access being able to request to schedule classes in the parent portal. And those are the 2 of the bigger modules that they're add-on modules that PowerSchool has. They're just not in, we do have a couple add-on modules. These are add-ons to what we have existing to PowerSchool.
Mark, was that the one where they wouldn't have to do as many forms?
Yes, yes, yes. And
And
this gives the students and parents more access in the parent portal, which they have a lot now, from report cards to grades to attendance and to notes being, by the district. But this, we can be able to give them more of that.
It will definitely increase efficiency for our staff and for our parents. No more paper copies and whatnot.
We are a lot like Mark, we are a company of we can. Meaning we can't. Let's get it done. How can we get it done? Because of the size we are, the multiple districts, anytime we have a seat at the table as an administrator, as Mark has, we will come up with different options in order to achieve what is needed to move forward. This gentleman has tried his best. He knows that he's wearing 15 hats. We counted around there. By having this support, we're going to free up a lot of capacity, which is going to make a great deal of difference here with the technology and helping to move forward strategically while we continue to deliver a tactical. Okay, any more questions? Thank you very much. Even if you gave 1 hour, you see, I try to respect you. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. Stay safe.
Okay, do we have any items on the agenda that we heard about or comments from the public?
No, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, new business. Personnel. The motion is needed to hire Janice Howman and Jenny Prebish to the position of cafeteria summer workers pending successful completion and receipt of all required clearance. Second. Okay, any comments? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. A motion is needed to hire the following supplemental positions for the 2020-2021 school year pending successful completion and receipt of all clearances and commencement of activity as indicated. Andrew Carter, South Lake Electric Director, Logan Gow, varsity football assistant coach, John Allen Snyder, varsity assistant football coach, Cody Wolf, football varsity assistant coach, Bruno Tresco, football junior high assistant coach, Gary Kowalczyk, boys soccer assistant coach. Need a motion?
Motion.
Okay, any discussion?
Sir, we just like to mention that should be 2021, 2022 school year.
So then one correction there. Okay, any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion to approve the additions, deletions to the volunteer list pending successful completion and receipt of all required clearances under Act 24, Act 34, Act 114, Act 151, and Act 168 as indicated. Devin Wesling, volunteer assistant varsity football coach. Ben Fiore, volunteer assistant boys coach. Soccer coach.
So moved.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion is needed to approve the following job description as submitted, exhibit A4, PIMS coordinator. A motion to hire Ms. Crystal Corson to the position of high school secretary at step 1 of the Leesburg Education Support Personnel Association, PESPA, collective bargaining agreement effective April 28, 2021, pending successful completion and receipt of all required clearances.
Mr. Shea, so I'm not sure, is A4, we need to vote on that, right?
Yeah.
I'm missing.
Well, yeah, A4 is a separate motion from A5.
Okay. All right, let's back up. I apologize about that. A motion is needed to approve the following job description as submitted A4, coordinator.
Second.
Okay, discussion. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No, there's one. Okay, the motion carries. Okay, move to the next item. Sorry about that. A motion is needed to hire Ms. Crystal Corson to the position of high school secretary, step 1 of the Leesburg Education Personnel Association, and collective bargaining agreement effective June 28, 2021, pending successful completion and receipt of all required clearances. Need a motion. Okay, any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, budget and finance. The motion is needed to approve the renewal agreement between ESS Northeast LLC and the Leesburg Area School District to provide substitute staffing to fill positions at the request of the district for the period of July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2024, as submitted in Exhibit B1. Need a motion?
Moved.
Karen did that. Second.
Okay, discussion?
Let's just hope they can find subs.
Yes.
Okay, anything else? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion is needed to approve the 2021-2022 Adult Education Service Agreement for state treatment, emotional support, youth education program as presented in Exhibit B2.
Second.
Okay, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion is to approve the agreement between the Leesburg Area School District and Telemedicine Management Incorporated. D/B/A/MD to provide access to telemedicine medical evaluation and treatment services for the period of May 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2022. Eligible employees and their dependents at a cost of $3.32 per employee per month, as submitted in Exhibit B3. Okay, discussion?
I thought there was like a maximum operate for the, this is the thing. And then if we didn't use it, they gave it back to another.
Right, there is an amount, but, sorry, I don't know that.
No, that's fine. I was thinking, since I thought we discussed it wasn't a per employee amount.
Oh. Yeah, they just broke it down per employee, so we would know based on the number of employees that were eligible for the plan, so. But still, if they don't meet that, certain number of employees, once we sign the agreement, they give us back all of the payment that we paid them. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
All in
All in
favor?
favor?
Aye. Opposed?
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion is needed to approve the renewal agreement between the Leesburg Area School District and the Vision Benefits of America Incorporated for managed vision care for the period of July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2023
At a cost of
$4.30 per single member and $9.86 per employee plus family unit per month, as submitted in Exhibit B4.
Need a motion?
Motion.
Motion.
Okay,
Any discussion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion carries.
The motion is needed to approve the agreement between Leesburg Area School District and UPMC West Side Psychiatric Hospital for patient program services, cost and partial hospitalization program services, and cost for the period of March 1st, 2021 through January 31st, 2022, at a rate of $75 per day per student as submitted in Exhibit B5.
Motion. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to approve the renewal agreement between Leesburg Area School District and Strawbridge Studios for photography portrait services for 2021-2022 school year, as submitted in B6.
Discussion?
We're still on the same premises as the school district, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Any other questions?
This is from the yearbook, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm saying the yearbook. Font is the one.
Yeah, she, yeah.
We could have got it from contract, and we'll go out and find another one. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to find it, that's fine, we're just gonna have to find a one, I mean, when he's gonna go, she'll just have to find it.
Yeah, we keep using their tape off for visitors.
So do we want to table this?
Set the pictures and everything.
I'm glad you're saying it. My third, and I am, motion down.
Yeah, I want to table.
Yeah, so someone can just make a motion to table it, and then this motion will be tabled until your next business meeting. Or you can just, whoever made the motion can withdraw it, and then it won't be approved at all.
Oh, you're not here now.
Okay, how do we go?
Who made that motion?
Darius.
You want to withdraw it? But we need a motion to table it then, or just?
No, it's just withdrawn, so it's,
Okay, that, motion is being withdrawn. The next one. A motion is needed to approve the payment to Senate Engineering Company Project, 12076 for the Leesburg High School football field renovation to the amount of $1,040,000, I'm sorry, no, make a bigger number there, $1,045.50.
Sorry about that.
That is exhibit B7.
Need a
Need a
motion.
motion.
Second.
Any
Any discussion?
All in
All in
favor?
favor?
Aye. Opposed? Motion
Motion
carries.
carries.
Can I say something else about the Strawbridge thing? Kind of that tabling, only because I can work on your book, Quan's are having some great look at, and that's what they have to work with. I mean, it's way, he gave that maybe she could have a discussion with them and say that there are these things from parents. Or go out and get someone else, but at least there's a discussion. Like, I don't want to say that like we'll never vote yes, because maybe there's some things that are happening that they don't know about. But maybe we have to have a discussion with them and say either, yes, it's gonna work out, or no, it's not work out. I don't want her to feel like they're saying, no, it's what, it is, it's worked out with them.
Should it be tabled?
It'll be for
It's for next year.
It's for next year, yeah. That's my current. Yeah, it'll be next year. I'll talk to her tomorrow.
Maybe she should say it one of her, your both staff, students, want to have a mental curriculum instead of just her, to see if anyone pictures.
Okay, I hear you, and we'll get it done. Okay.
All right, let's move on. Okay, the motion is needed to approve the budget transfer from the technology budget to the ESSER grant account in the amount of $46,650 for the purchase of student Chromebooks. Noted in Exhibit B8.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. A motion is needed to acknowledge the following financial report to ratify, approve the expenditures expressly set forth therein. Cash receipt, Exhibit B9, tax collection reports, Exhibit B10, general fund bill, Exhibit B11, treasurer report, Exhibit B12, revenue detail report, Exhibit B13, monthly expenditures report, Exhibit B14, access report, Exhibit B15, construction account update report, Exhibit B16. Need a motion? Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, facility request. Motion to approve the following facility requests as submitted. Robert Green, Tyco rehearsal band room, every Thursday and Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. until May 28, 2021. Jason Horacek, music department, spring concert, auditorium, band room, choir room, cafeteria, May 4th, May 11th, May 13th, 7 to 8:30 p.m. Robert Green, Tyco rehearsal, auditorium, May 25th, 2021, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Robert Green's Tyco concert auditorium, May 27th, 2021, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Motion. Second.
Any discussion?
Just a question, Mr. Morochek, which date is the concert? I guess the 13th?
The fourth is for Mrs. Hooks and I, 5th and 6th grade band and choir.
Okay.
And actually, this should have been the 6th then for Mr. Horn, and the 13th for the middle and high school band.
All right, so, okay, so.
Instead of the 11th.
Oh, those are all concerts then, none of those are rehearsals, okay.
No, those are all.
So those are all three concerts, but it's supposed to be the 6th, on the 11th.
Correct.
Okay, great, thank you. I like to come to them, I wasn't sure what they all were. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Curriculum. Motion is to approve the Individuals with Disability Education Act, Part B, Idea B, Education Agency Annual Notice of Adoption of Idea/B for Jackson policy and procedure agreement for the 2021 school year ended in D1. I'm assuming it's 21-22.
As modified.
Sorry.
So,
No, sir, that's actually 2021. They send that, it's after the fact, correct? This is.
I'm trying to think, I think so, I think everything's in your behind on that.
Correct.
Okay, need a motion? Okay, any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Athletics, a motion is needed to approve the 2021-2022 cooperative sponsorship agreement between Leesburg Area School District and Armstrong School District for student participation in varsity, senior varsity, junior high wrestling. They cost $200 per season. Participation fee, paid by each participating student and or student parent as submitted exhibit B1. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. A motion is needed to approve the 2021-2022 cooperative sponsorship agreement between Leesburg Area School District and a public school district student participation in varsity soccer at a cost of $250 per participating student paid by the Leesburg Area School District. Any remaining balance paid by the participating student and or parent as submitted to exhibit B2.
Motion. Second.
Any discussion?
It'd be nice to have a field. Whenever this happens, we'll have our own field here.
Okay. Anybody else? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, legislative issues. The motion is needed to approve amendments of the following administrative regulations as submitted. 113.2-218.13 discipline of students convicted, adjudicated of sexual assault. Second reading, exhibit F1. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Gifts, grants, and donations. A motion is needed to accept a scholarship donation amount of $500 from Grade Point Resources as noted in exhibit B1.
Motion. Second.
Any discussion?
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else? All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, board-related issues. A motion is to approve the agreement between the Leesburg Area School District and Diligent Corporation for the board docs LT product and associated services for the term of 1 year, in the amount of $2,700 for annual subscription fees and a wage remote implementation subscription fee as submitted to exhibit H1.
Motion. Second.
Okay, any discussion?
It took me a while to be sure of this. I know we talked about this back and forth, but I understand the benefits.
And just for the note, Dina got them to waive.
I read that.
Yeah.
That's great too. Thank you.
So $1,000.
That's great.
Okay, anyone else? All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. The motion is needed to approve entering into a contract with Bill Turk for the installation of synthetic turf and synthetic running track at the Veterans site for the total contract price of, $1,082,720.54, excluding the cost of bonds and fees, with the final form of the contract document subject to final review and approval of the district solicitor.
So moved.
Okay, any discussion? Been a long time getting here. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Okay, do we have any public comments on non-agenda items?
No, sir.
Okay. And I need a motion to adjourn.
So we have to say, can we say when the next meeting is? I don't answer that. You can again.
It's not about
We typically do, yeah. But, I mean, it's not a requirement, but if you,
The second Wednesday and the fourth Wednesday.
yeah, I was gonna say, your next meeting is,
May 26th.
yep.
Then I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
At 8:54 PM.
Meeting done.